Go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another chapter of Beyond the First Chapter with the J-O and a C. The C is me, Carmen, Jolanda, and Olivia. How you good ladies doing today?
Good.
Good, good, good. I got one thing to say to you all out there, and that is bear down. Yeah, playoff game today. And I gotta tell you, let's go, Bears. All right. Today the Bears play the Rams. 40 years ago, they did the same thing in the playoffs, and that's what got them to the Super Bowl. So I'm really excited about the game today. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing today. But I'm going to start off with my sisters as usual and ask them how their week has been. Let's start with Yolanda. How's your week?
My week has been blissfully uneventful. So I had no upsets. I had no downtime. It's been a week.
Okay.
So I
Well,
don't even
that's
have any,
good.
I have no stories to tell.
No news is sometimes good news. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that.
That's
Because
what
I mean,
Gary Gnu says.
Oh, shut up. She don't went there. Grace. That's Grace Space Coaster, right?
Gary Gnews.
Yeah.
What about you,
100%.
Olivia? How was your week?
My week was up and down. I had testing of the kids this week, math testing, and we really did really well in math. Everybody grew, but math is my forte.
I was just about to
Um,
say yes to Miss Math teacher.
and so I had kids who grew 30 points. So that was
Ooh,
amazing.
that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, so I have kids now who they are getting high school math.
In
So
third
All
yeah,
grade?
right.
yep, that's how well I've been working with math now.
Oh, pat
Language
yourself on the back.
arts.
Go ahead, do it. Pat yourself on the back.
I will for
Yeah.
that, but then I'm
Yeah.
gonna snatch it away because language arts I gotta step up my game because
Mhm.
we didn't do so hot in that.
Okay.
A lot of it is because the like intentional reading. Like I read with the kids individually. We don't have reading books. We don't have any of that stuff. Like we're
Right, right.
only teaching them phonics, then we teach them language arts, and then we have them writing. Like there's
Mhm.
no reading book, no vocabulary, like none of that
Comprehension.
stuff that
No
we
comprehension.
learned. We have to pull stuff for comprehension. We have to
Hmm.
pull stuff like there's nothing. And because that is not my strength, it's hard to pull and like do those things. So
Hmm.
that's one of the things, like I said, I was going back to take classes about being a better reading teacher. So
Hmm.
definitely gonna do that. Let's see what else. I worked out this week, which was really good. 3 times. I'm on the roll now with not like hitting the snooze and being like, I'm going back to sleep.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see what else. That is pretty much it. That's it.
Okay. Oh, good.
I have a funny story,
Oh, yes. Funny story. Let's hear it.
and I'm going to share it because it encompasses Olivia. So I'm gonna share it. So
Lord.
last week we not record last week? We
Yeah,
recorded.
we did
Doing it.
record last
I
week.
should have told this story last week. Anywho, the gym. So I want to say it
Oh,
was last week.
yes.
So um I reached out to Olivia Saturday morning at like 8 o'clock your time. So it was 9 o'clock my time, just to see how she was doing because she had been on my mind. So she was like, "Oh, I'm up and about. I just came from the chiropractor, I want to say." And I said, "Well, that's cool. Look at you, getting it together." Yeah, and I got like an hour to kill before my class. And we should all know that Olivia's chiropractor is literally in the same building
Upstairs.
upstairs. Okay, in the same building as her class, her gym class she goes on Saturday. So um, we're running our mouths because she has an hour. And I was like, girl, I ain't doing nothing. I talked to you for an hour. So we running our mouths, and she comes out and she's like, "Ooh," one of her people. She's like, "Oh, so and so." Let's say his name is John. I don't remember his name. And
Mhm.
he's not my gym mate. John's truck is here. I wonder what he's doing. And we keep on talking. So an hour goes by. So she decides to go back, to her 9 o'clock class. And when she gets there, she sees everyone in her class coming out. So what had happened was her class was at
Oh,
8 o'clock.
y'all talk through the class.
We talked to the class. And it would have been okay, I think, had she not been there. Like
Right.
she was in the building.
I had a
And
7:45 chiropractor, so I could have been at class.
I just thought to share because I thought that was hilarious.
That's so funny. Y'all said talk. You going in for the class and everybody coming out.
Carmen, here's
I
the
was
thing.
like,
We
I
didn't
was
even
like, did you
really
go to
talk
class? He
because
was like,
like we
yeah.
we had nothing to talk about. It was me sitting on the phone while she pumped gas and thought about,
Put
oh,
air in my tire.
yeah, I gotta go to put in my grocery order. Like we ain't had shit to say. So that was really like, oh damn.
Right. Wow. Wasn't
So
like a deep conversation that you got in and you and you
Wasn't
time
deep
got away
nothing.
from you and you were
I was just wasting time. I was just wasting time with her, so she went by herself for an hour. So
That was it.
I thought that was funny. So we shared. But go ahead, finish, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my week was probably the same way. Pretty uneventful, just a regular go to work, come home. I did start to use my walking pad. So I'm starting out the walking on my pad in the living room 2 days a week. And then I did start my intermittent fasting, which has been going really well for me. I lost 5 pounds so far. Hi.
Good job.
So yeah, so that's been me this week. I'm glad that everybody came through the week all right. Um, so let's get into it, ladies. Our topic for today. What are we talking about today? What are we doing today? Oh,
It's all on Jay
Jolanda.
Why is it on me? Yeah,
because you set the question.
I did, and I will play host. So today we're going to recap. So earlier in our series, we spoke on um, our spirituality and our different paths, but it was kind of surface level. We really didn't get deep into it. And what happened was what generally happens with the three of us. We started talking about something else, we got way off track, came back and ended up talking about children. So we gonna work real hard not talk about our kids because we are mothers. We can't let it go. So we're gonna try to stay focused, God willing. Okay. So what I thought my goal is for us to talk. Oh, I'm talking with my hands. So my goal is for us to go into how we began, our progression, and where we are now.
Okay.
If I ask a question that you're not comfortable with, feel free to skip it. Always, this is free flowing. But if you're not comfortable to share, you just don't care to share. That's okay. So here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where'd that go?
So before spirituality entered your life, how would you have described yourself in your early 30s? So before you incorporated whatever spiritual practice you have, whatever beliefs, how would you have described yourself? And I said 30s because if I'm not mistaken, that was when we all kind of really started on this. So I'll go with myself first. So give you time to think. So in my 30s, um, I was still very much kid focused. After my kids, I was my husband focused. After my husband, I was my mom focused. There was no time for me. So that's what I did. I was a people pleaser. I was very busy, but that being busy was me dissociating because I was not happy. I didn't know who I was, and I was only there for the joy and the pleasure of others. That was me in my 30s, which is why I had the slight breakdown, which led to me discovering my personal path. Yours don't have to be that triggering. It could have just been my hair was blonde. I don't know. So,
Well, I can say that I think let me preface this by saying that my journey started far later than you all's did. And in my 30s, I was very like you said, our stories always mirror that I was a mother, I was a wife, and I was focused on that. I was focused on school because I was also going to school in my 30s. I everybody knows that I took a lifetime to get the the those degrees that I do have now. It took me a while, but hey, I got them.
you got them.
So I was focused on those things, just trying to complete myself in somewhat type of ways, like reach the milestones I had set for myself that I did not achieve in my 20s. Now I'm trying to do it on top of everything like that, and then really getting myself lost in the sauce of all of life, of you know what I'm saying, of all of that. So I was there. That's where I was.
Okay.
So I'm gonna click Carmen, click Jolanda.
Oh,
I at that time, my 30s was all about, like Jolanda and Carmen said, all about my children, all about everything to make them happy, healthy, and well-rounded people, making sure my household ran well, making sure that my mother was functioning because it was my dad had passed away and while I was in my late 20s, and then from there, thank you. And then from there, going into my mom getting ready to get into retirement. So, like them moving her around in the school district. So, making sure she's okay, making sure my sisters are okay. Um, and I think that my connection with spirit at the time, God, whatever, was not really, it was not a focus at all. I did though, because Jolana and I's children both went to a Christian school. Um, I did work on just making sure that my children had the Christian values. Per se, we went to church every once in a while. It wasn't on a regular basis. My early 30s, I did get rebaptized, but then after a while, that went away with consumption of, again, family and work and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I can. I think I can add that on to mine. That I think I was heavily involved in my church. I did go to church, and I was
You
very.
definitely were.
mm-hmm. Carmen was the seamstress. Carmen was what
She
else
did
committee
plays,
were you
she did
on? The
all
prayer
that.
Right. Yeah.
committee,
Well, that was basically. I was a part of our drama ministry at church,
drama.
and I was also a part of the dance ministry.
Yeah, I was not. So, there we go. All right. So, with that in mind, I love that base question. Was there a specific moment or a slow unraveling that pushed you towards spirituality? Again, was there a specific moment or a slow unraveling that pushed you towards spirituality? I'll start
So,
again. I'll
oh,
go.
Go ahead.
This one I can answer quickly. 37, nervous breakdown, crying every day, just didn't know what was going on in life and being lost. I hit a wall, and it was either figure it out or don't be here no more. So I figured it out. So it was not a slow unraveling. It was a specific, no, I'm gonna say it was slow. It was slow because it took about a year of trying to figure it out. So yeah, that was me. Go ahead.
so for me, mine was the last 6 months of working for the company that I worked for. Like I had a lot of, this is the end, this is the end, this is the end. um, dreams, uh, notions. I always said I was only going to work 10 years in education, and the job I was going to work was going to be 5 years that I went to after I left education the first time. And it literally, I did 5 full years. But like after, like when I truly let that go, and I was like, I'm going to do for me, is when that spark came and was like, Olivia, you need to truly get in touch with yourself. And I went on a retreat with my friend Michelle, and I went on that retreat, and I was so opened. We went to the Shenandoah Mountains in Virginia, and I was so open and in touch with the world once I went there. I was like, this is what I needed. I was listening to Eric Thomas, who Jolala does not like because he yells. Him and Goins. I can't remember the guy's first name, but I was listening to very male aggressive, like just get up, do it, you got it. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, I got this. Because I was like, how am I going to transition from working every single day, traveling to being home? And then I started watching my grandmother because she had Alzheimer's and dementia. And that was like it. I was like, yeah, I'm watching her transition. She reverting back into her infant stage and connection. Like I literally saw her connection with seeing her mother and her father and speaking to people who were not there that I couldn't see physically, and her talking to my children when they were little, knowing that they're, big and stuff. So that for me was the spark. So from June 2018 to September 2018, it hit like that, and I was ready to go.
Cool.
I wish I could be more detailed and specific as the two of you all have done, but I can't. Um, I can't say there's a series of events, but there are moments like Jolanda says, where it kind of uh I kind of remember flashes of moments. Let me just say that. And one I can remember clearly is the dreams that I kept having. The dreams that Jolanda had something to tell me, or Olivia, or do something. I had the dreams of you all, and uh I couldn't talk to you, and there were dreams of my ancestors that were so vivid, and people I had no idea. I'm like, I don't know who these people are, but I can remember that dream so vivid of that me walking up the path of a big plantation style house and meeting somebody indigenous on the road, and that indigenous person walked me to the house, and there was to the steps, and I walked up the steps to the door, and then another period person that I've never seen in like the early 1800s opened the door. And when he opened the door, the house was just full of people that I had never seen but felt really familiar to me. I wasn't scared of them, but they felt really familiar to me. So I was just, and then it just what was really kind of comical to me, and I know this is gonna make you all laugh. When I walked out the back door of the house, there was uh Ron, Hermione, and Harry Potter standing at a cauldron, stirring it, and beckoning me to come over and look in the cauldron. They kept going, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? And I kept hearing the teacher say, Ron's at the ready, Ron's at the ready. And I'm like, well, I ain't got my wand. My wand,
They say come get it.
you know. So those were those things, just dreams like that. And then I don't think I was probably, oh my gosh, that was probably my early 40s.
Okay.
I think that was early 40s, so mid 40s, I should say, maybe
Okay.
mid 40s. Um, I had a conversation with Jolanda. So that's when it happened. I had the conversation with Jolanda,
The one in my
and
mom's house?
the one at your mom's house. Yes. The one at your mom's house, they kind of, you know, that dream came true because Jolanda had something to tell me. And I
Mm-hmm.
had something to do. Oh, well, better yet, I had something to tell Jolanda. You know what I mean? Because it's not always, exactly how you see
Hmm.
it. You know what I mean? I had something to tell Jolanda basically what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this long conversation about spirituality. And I told her how I felt because I kind of felt like I was going against my feelings were going against my staunch Christian upbringing. And so I discussed it with Jolanda, and she was like, "You shouldn't feel that way."
Yeah, we
And she,
talked
I
for
mean, yeah, we had, oh man,
hours. It was
hours. I
hours.
mean, like from 9 o'clock in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night.
It was hours.
It was,
Sitting in my mother's bed.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was hours.
What?
So it's so crazy. So I'm glad we're having this conversation because the last three, like when I was looking on TikTok, the last three women that I've seen about this has said there needs to be a study done of African American or Black women and their pipeline from Christianity to one of the girls called it woo woo, the other girls called it hoodoo, and the other girl called it uh to witchism. There is something about us being part of the programming. I'll, I won't say
No,
no more. We'll,
no,
we'll, we'll talk about it.
no. Come
No,
on
that was
now.
very
Oh, so they
interesting.
were
That was
saying
very,
that there's something about the programming of African American women or Black women or indigenous women into these religions when we've always been the religion,
I like
always
that. I like
been
that.
the
Yes,
religion.
yes,
And that
yes.
is the reason why we are running faster and faster out of these churches and into the hoodoo and and I'm going to say it this way because they're scared of it. The hoodoo, the woo woo, and the witchery and the spirituality because they're scared of us truly feeling our full potential.
I
So
Well,
I'm
believe,
glad we're having this conversation.
yep, I believe it is my belief that um, we're coming back into what we were in the first place,
Yeah, that's
and we're living it out openly now. We didn't we practice our rituals and our workings. We practice those things in secret, and what I mean, but we hid them in plain sight for now. You know what I'm saying? So now, of course, we're now taking back the power that we once had before. So that is so true about we were the religion.
we were the religion.
and also on the heels of what you both so eloquently said, and I'm glad, Carmen, you restated your statement to say that we're putting it in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
In every religious dogma that I've studied, all they're doing is witchcraft. Like you're eating,
Paganism.
excuse
Yes.
me,
Paganism. Yes.
I'm gonna just call
Mm-hmm.
it witchcraft. I'm not gonna go
Okay.
pay. And I'm only gonna say that because all of it's the ritual of it. Everything in any spirituality, excuse me, any religion that I know of, I'm sure some I don't know because I'm not all knowing, is very ritualistic. And the rituals are the same rituals that you do in spiritual practices. And I mean all of them, every single last one. Um, the ritualistic eating, the ritualistic standing and sitting, the ritualistic words. And We all know, at least the three of us, and if you watch us, you should know too, because we've said it 15 times, that the woman is the portal and we are the spirit, like Olivia said, we are the church, we are the spiritual leaders, we are the power. They needed us to push their machine forward, and we're waking up in droves. Like, yeah, I'll still do it because I still love it, but you're not going to use me and then tell me I'm not worthy and my body is dirty, you know. So if that's the case, and I can just go over here and do it on my own. I don't need you to talk to a greater power. For my belief, I am the greater power. For other beliefs, I have my own pathway to the greater power. I don't need you. So thanks, Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And do not, for both of you guys, when you got something to say, say this is our um,
Right.
podcast, and
Well,
we
I
can
didn't
say
want to
whatever we
stop.
want. You
Nope.
know, you
I
feel
want
it.
us to continue.
We're gonna
I didn't
continue.
want us to stop us.
We ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna get right back on it.
Okay.
Put your finger up
Okay.
and be like, okay, but I got a point, and
Okay.
keep going. And if we run out of time, because Carmen has a special day today, she might get lucky tonight. But if we run out of time, then we will just stop, and this will have a part two. So it's okay. This is our
All right.
stuff. All right. So here we go. Um, so I had this set in 30s, 40s, and above.
Mm-hmm.
But Carmen has just reminded me she did not start this in her 30s. So when I'm saying 30s, I'm going to say 30s and 40s because I'm still asking beginning questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what were you searching for in your 30s and 40s that you didn't yet have words for? I got a burp. Excuse me. So what were
Um,
you searching for that you didn't yet have words for?
I was searching for one, connection, two, self-realization, and three, well, manifestation, which would be my my power.
Mm, okay. Carmen.
I will agree with the first thing was connection because like I said, I was heavily, into church, and I was pulling away from church, but
Mm,
not God.
mm, good.
Um, so I was searching for a different alignment, and then that self awareness.
Self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as Olivia said, check. Olivia, check Carmen. What I'm going to add on to that is my own personal value. I was searching for my value in who I truly am,
Mm-hmm.
not the value given to me from other people. I needed mine. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, cool beans. Okay. What practices, teachers, or beliefs first pulled you in, and which ones eventually fell away? Again, what practices, teachers, and or beliefs first pulled you into this lifestyle, and what has fallen away?
So for me, um, like I said, the two men, they started me on the self-discovery, like of who I am, my power inside. Even though um uh the one that Jolanda doesn't like, Eric, he really was more of a he was a preacher.
Mm,
So, but his story was so tied to my own story, where his mother had a child with somebody who was married. The child was adopted by the new father. Like our stories were so parallel. He was from Chicago. He
mm,
moved to Detroit. Then, then our stories changed, but like I had that connection. So from there, um, I had a pure romance sister at the time who was giving retreats, Dana. At the time, um, she was Dana Barish, and now she's Hines. She actually did retreats. She became a shaman. I was uh, connected to her, and her connection. And I went to a couple of her retreats. And then from there, um, I found Miss Pravella and I was following her for a while before I said anything to Jolanda. Um, and I was using her teachings. What fell away were all of them. They've all fallen away. Really, what I do now is my connection to the earth, my crystals, and I focus on the earth magic um, versus listening to anyone else. I do every now and then um, listen to Jessica when it comes to astrology.
Who is
She was a
Jessica? You said it like people know. People don't know.
Jessica. Uh,
A hottie like.
she when I met her, she was in New Orleans. So
Mhm.
she went to New Orleans, then to Florida, to all different places. And so she does astrology, she does apothecary, all of this stuff. So I listen to her every now and again, still on Mondays. Uh, when she talks about the alignment with astrology, because I am very into the stars and things like that. Oh, I also listened to Conjure Queen, and I was heavy into her, and then she went away. She came back, then she went away, and then she came back one more time. And I've done a few things with her, but the things that I've learned from all of them is that the magic or the intentions have to come from you. And if they don't come from you, then it doesn't matter what you learn from anybody else. If it doesn't come from you or inside of you or is meant for you, then it doesn't matter.
Okay. What about you, Hoodoo Queen? I love
um
that you do hoodoo. Okay, go ahead.
what I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Okay, the question was, what practices, teachers, and or beliefs first pulled you into this lifestyle, and which ones eventually fell away?
Um, okay, so I don't know if Jolanda, you might remember me when I first started my journey and trying to figure it out.
Mhm,
That I knew it was something that it was that's been always with me, and I've seen it, but I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't put a name to it. I couldn't do anything.
mhm,
So I knew that that I was searching for that alignment with me and God more than me, the church, and God. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So in searching for that alignment, I started to look within myself. So I started meditating more. I started
mhm,
reaching out, searching out prayerful meditations and how to connect more with God that way. And
mhm,
that Him, let that connection with me and Him having that conversation to reveal more to me.
mhm,
And in those meditations, he started to reveal more things, more or take the veil off the memories that I already had.
right.
Okay, because like I said, it was something in me already. So as he started that, it started to, as he started to reveal those, memories and bring them back to me, that I realized that the practice and what was missing in my connection was root work, which was
Mhm,
done in my life, in my face, behind my back, all around me, my entire life,
yeah.
by the very staunch Christian women, you know, that taught me things.
Mhm,
So once that was revealed, I remember here's another memory a moment that when I realized that my family comes my mother's side of the family are a long line of root workers. My grandmother's sister, and they taught their daughters,
mhm,
um, and it just stopped at us.
yeah.
I don't, what I mean? It just stopped at us. That I called Jolanda, was like, it's hoodoo. our family has a long history of hoodoo. So that's the connection that I was missing. That was the Harry Potter part of that dream, is that that magic is in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sometimes I even said to Joanna, I said sometimes I can truly make stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it was me setting my intention and manifesting my intentions through the workings that I do. So yeah, so that's me.
Okay. Well, okay. Olivia, you have something to say?
No, you
Okay.
said what you have to say first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, turn my fan off so you can hear me. Having a moment. Oh,
It's all right. We saw you took that sweater off. We had to turn your fan
I was
on.
like, woo, it's getting
Hey,
hot.
hey, hey. Have to
So
let
we
it
must be
out.
telling the truth because I'm over here having a
I
flash.
already opened my window, so
And I don't
and
be
it's
having
freezing outside.
I don't
Mhm,
have flashes, you guys. Like it's rare. Like if I have one, I'm gonna have one, but I really do not have that. So this
mhm,
must have been this must be the right path to for
mhm,
today. Anywho, so as far as practices, a lot. So we're not gonna go into that, but we'll do teachers. So when I first started, Olivia had introduced me to the men, and they were just too
Rough.
and I don't like that approach. I don't like to be yelled at. When you yell at me and get aggressive with me, I shut down and you don't exist. So
mhm,
they shut me down. I
mhm,
tried to hear their messages. The messages were great, but it shut me down. I couldn't deal with them. And to be honest with you, my first spiritual teacher was Napoleon Hill, reading Think and Grow Rich. And then I got the companions, what is it, Speaking with the Devil. And I read that. Then I read his other book. So Napoleon was my first foray into spirituality, followed by Abraham Hicks. Then for me,
Yep.
I find her to be a charlatan because she never actually tells you how to do anything. You just got to keep giving her money. So I said, ha, you're a scammer. Um, then that brought me into people who look like me. I was also very nervous that the people that I was getting my education from didn't look like me because I have, and I guess it is an ancestral distrust for the others.
mhm,
I can love you. I can be in love with you. We can hang and be friends, but you can't tell me how to be spiritual. You don't have the wherewithal. We come from two different places.
mhm.
So I started looking at people that look like me. And one of the people was introduced to me by Olivia was Jessica. Jessica, she has a business called Bahati Life. I
Yes,
didn't
thank you.
I know you have forgotten her name. That's why I said it. I didn't care for Jessica at first. So I was like, ew. Like Olivia was like, listen to her. And I was like, ew, she's boring. No. Dismissed her. By the way, Jessica's back in my life. I was not ready for her at that time. Astrology is a great tool. I don't understand it. I would love to learn more. So I'm actually thinking about taking some courses because I would love to understand that. I have no understanding of it. But Jessica Alexander, aka Bahati Life, um, the person who has been with me from the beginning to now, Miss Pravala. I've always liked her. I've always resonated with her, and she can be harsh. It be times like I've taken a small course with her, and she literally yelled at me and told me to suck it up. Like so, she can be harsh. I guess that's what I needed from her, but I can't have a man yelling at me. That's just different. She can yell at me. It's just something about that man yelling at me. I'm like, no, I don't like you no more. Anyway, so I still work with her. It was a guy I liked. His name was Indra Ali. I would buy
I
myself.
forgot about him.
He fell off the face of the earth. Black man. Oh, maybe he did. Olivia has something to say.
So I found like recently some new TikToks,
Okay.
but I still, when I go onto his YouTube page, there's nothing from the last thing was 3 years ago.
See, yeah, something up. I don't know if he's passed away. because he was a very big presence, and he would have events, and I always wanted to go to his events. I just financially wasn't able to at the time, but I believe in spirituality, actually in life in general. If I take from you, I need to give to you. It has to be an even exchange. So I took information from these people so I would buy their products or do things like that. So I would get my ancestor money from him, a couple of other little things because he had really good knowledge. And I liked him because everything that he told you, he pointed to this is where I learned it. So you could go and double check. So it wasn't just him um, scamming. And there was a couple of young ladies who were actually here in Atlanta, and I really liked them, but I never committed to them. And it's fun that I didn't. I guess my people were like, "Girl, they not real," because then it was a big back to Jesus movement,
Oh
and
my
both of these
goodness.
young ladies had collected all this money from people, and then all of a sudden they was back to Jesus. I'm like, yeah,
I
but you need to
forgot
give
about
people
her.
their money back. You can go back to Jesus if you so choose, but give these people their money back.
I
So
forgot
Right.
about her.
that was that. And oh boy, I think that's about it.
No,
Oh,
you got a new
and I
one?
actually did link up with Conjure Queen when she was also in New Orleans back in the day. She's a very intelligent young lady, but she was going through her militant phase. I don't do militant, so I didn't like her. I came back around to her because she also recommends a lot of books to read. So I had
Yeah.
went to her page
Yes.
to
Yes.
get a book list so that I could do some reading and some more learning on my own. She
Mm-hmm.
had changed, and she said it. She was like, "I'm not the same person. That rah rah girl, that New York girl." She was like, "That's not me no more. I was going through something in my life. I'm a little calmer." And she is. She still can get rah rah, but you can see the
The growth.
maturity.
Yeah.
Um, But also, like Olivia, this has been, I'm on year 6 of the real active spiritual journey. I know I said I started at 37, but that wasn't the spiritual part. That was the Jolanda self development part. But my spiritual part is year 6. I have gleaned a lot of knowledge. I've learned how to connect with my own spiritual family. So the majority of what I do now comes from my own knowledge, similar to kind of Olivia. Yes, I still study with people. A new person I'm studying with, Soleil. I just took a class with her on Thursday. I plan on taking another one. Um, but it's more of a refresher. It's like I want to be in community with people who think like me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I go, it's a safe place. I can talk. She definitely has 20 years of knowledge. I got 6. So it's a whole lot that I don't know. So I go to my teachers and gurus for knowledge, but it doesn't mean that what they say is law. If it doesn't mesh with me, I don't use that part, you know. So mostly everything kind of fell off, but I took what I needed
Mm-hmm.
from the people, and I build my own personalized practice. That makes sense. Okay, did anyone else have anything to say on this?
No, no, no.
Okay. Do. Um, we don't have much longer. I'm going to ask this question and then I'm going to,
Yes, we do.
We got some time. Keep going.
We
oh,
have
that's right, I'm an
time.
hour ahead of you. Okay, not bad. I was like, we only got 30 minutes. Okay. Okay. Did anyone in your life resist or question your path early on? And how did that affect you? Did anyone in your life
Yes.
resist? Huh?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It was my husband. He didn't
Okay.
understand.
Mhm.
He did not understand what it was that I was doing. He would, just, and he'd look at me strangely, when I would do certain things and I would say certain things to the kids or me coming through the house, saging it. And he telling, what I mean, he would do things like, "You setting off my allergies." So no, I said, "I'm aggravating your demon."
I was about to
Uh,
say, that's your demon, baby.
I'm sorry, I'm not setting off your allergies. I'm aggravating your demon. Um, and me just going on because, while my Christian upbringing taught me to make sure that my husband was the head of my household, I was always told by my mother that I am the neck. And I turned the head, anywhere I needed to turn it. And as the neck, I was making the head hurt because I was turning and it refused to turn with me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or it wasn't understanding the direction that the neck was going. Um, so it was a resistance. So when I kept going and doing stuff, and other people understood more, outside people of now, even outside of our family. And that was so funny to me that his family was doing the same thing and he didn't even realize it.
Mm.
He did not realize that. And I would talk to more people about it. He finally came to me and go, "Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you explain?" I said, "Because you were so resistant against me learning. How can I teach you or tell you about it if you're resisting, if you're going against me?"
Right.
You know? So yeah, so the biggest person was my husband.
Your husband. Did you have resistance, Olivia?
Uh, yeah, I did. People looked at me strange. My sisters to this day were like, "You're woo," constantly say that. Um, One who, like my daughter though, because she has gifts, like was very hesitant, but she would do everything with me. Like I had different rituals that I would do at night for our ancestors and things like that, and she was very into it. I could tell her gifts were definitely developing. Um, let's see, my son, like I gave him a piece of blue kyanite and tourmaline for protection. And one day he just ripped it off and threw it at me. He's like, "I don't want to wear this anymore." And I still have it in his drawer. And I was like, "What's wrong with you?" He was just like, "I don't need this." And I said, I was like, "He'll have to come back. Whenever he comes back, he'll come back."
Whenever he's
But
ready.
he definitely, that's what I saw a turn in him into.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, he'll come back when he comes back. Um, and he slowly but surely is coming back. Um, my husband, he was hesitant, and then when I talked about ancestors, he was like, "Okay, okay." And then his family, girl, one of his aunts sent me this message on Facebook because I posted my crystals when I first opened my store, and
Mm-hmm.
she told me how demonic I was. Like went girl, clean girl. She's so lucky she an old lady, and I don't live nowhere close to her because she'd have got.
I
Um,
remember that. I solely remember, like, I was like,
because
"Ooh wee."
it was ridiculous. And she
Mm-hmm.
posted it on Facebook. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was underneath my post. It
Mm-hmm.
was ridiculous.
And
I
she
was
wants to
like,
hold on to her old ways. She's so
Yeah.
which I have
indoctrinated.
no
Her
problem with.
slave.
I understand the life that she went through prior to finding religion. I understand that. I understand how it saved your life. I understand that. But because it saved your life doesn't mean it's going to save everybody else. Your journey is not everybody's journey.
That's your personal journey. That's what happened to you. Dang, what happened to
And
Susie Ann or Charlie?
and Rob actually said something to her and to his mother. And when they realized that Duran's wife collected crystals and stuff like that, oh, everything was okay. But again, like I said, I've always been the one people don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Eh, I'm okay with it. But everybody else's wife is good. I've always been the one that wasn't good. So once I got through that, I was like, okay. So my kids asked this year I didn't bring any crystals to school, and it's so funny because they ask me every day because they know I was the crystal lady. So they were like, "You didn't bring any crystals. Where's your crystals?" Da, 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 da." Like my first 2 years, I had crystals, and I had like kindergartners, first graders wanting to come see my crystals and be in my room and stuff like that. I didn't do it this year. I think I might bring them back and set up a grid in my classroom and see how that affects them.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. As far as resistance, it's this pretty much the same. My husband, my mother, uh, because like we've discussed in the past, my mother does the best she can. She can only love me how she can love me, but tried to control my life, and she thinks that, she can write the script of my life. You can't. So she didn't get it. She will ask questions still every once in a while, but I just tell her I'm not going to discuss it with you. This is just who I am. So she has had to understand that. She sees I'm happy. She sees her grandkids are prospering. I still go to church with her. I still have the same belief system at the core. I just don't choose to exercise it by her, the way she does, excuse me, like her.
Yeah.
My husband, I don't know when he became okay with it. I think the fact that I wasn't going to stop and that I was going to keep doing what I was doing. And, you come home and it's an altar set up, and I just tell, just don't touch it. This is my space. Hence it being pink. This is my space. You can go everywhere else in the house. And, everyone in my family is welcome. The girls know, Olivia and Carmen know, my space is open. There are no doors.
Mhm.
So you're welcome into my space. I just ask that you respect my space and don't touch my stuff.
Mhm.
So he would start seeing things come up. At first, he would ask questions, but I think he saw that I was happy and fulfilled.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then it was just like, probably, oh, she's just doing a hobby, but she's happy, so she ain't bothering me. And then it kind of has turned into, well, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about that. Well, should I do this? Like, he's always asked me for counsel when it comes to work matters, but I'm noticing it's more now, not just work matters, it's life matters.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm thinking of this. Hey, this is something affecting me. What do you think? So um, it's filtering in, but I've also done works on that. So it was going to filter in. Um, my children, they're funny. I always say Tyler looks like me, but she is her daddy's child. Morgan looks more like Glenn's side of the family, but she's me. She's a reincarnation of me. So she was very heavy into church in high school. And I took her to wherever she wanted to go. When she was driving herself, she would go to Bible study by herself every Wednesday. And I think she was searching too. So she started noticing what I was doing, her and Tyler. They would ask questions, but I don't push my belief on anyone. You see my life, and if you like what you see, then you're welcome to ask me anything you want. So I'm noticing as they're both maturing, they'll come to me separately and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm feeling. What stone should I carry? Should I do anything?" And usually I'll call Olivia because I only deal with certain. I know like five uh, crystals. I'm more of a precious metal and precious semi and precious gemstone girls. I like the rubies, diamonds, emeralds. So I know the properties of rubies, diamonds, emeralds, pearls. I know those properties. So hence me wearing a ruby today. I can talk about those, but I don't know. It's so many. It's overwhelming for me. I don't know. So I call my gemologist, aka Olivia, and say, "Hey, girl, what do I need to get? Because this is what I'm feeling." So I'll ask her for help with that. And just recently, as yesterday, Morgan was going out with her friend, and we just stopped in the hallway and had a whole spiritual discussion about it being the new moon. New moon is today. About it being the new moon and what she should do. These are the things she wants to bring into her life. How should she go about setting up her spiritual guide so that everything can be ushered in? So again, that made me feel so good that she just came to me and was like, "Hey, mommy, look, this is what's going on. I know it's a new moon coming. What I need to do? Tell me what to do." So
Mhm. Mhm.
um, yeah, so no real opposition. But that lady, that little short lady, my mama, she did one thing that I will never forgive her, but I'm sure she got a spanking from my ancestors. I had an altar set up and she was here for Christmas. And at that time, we used to put the Christmas tree in here because I had a 7 foot tree
Mhm.
and my downstairs, my ceilings are only 8 feet on my first floor. And with my big head dress on the tree, the topper, it
Yeah.
wouldn't fit. All that to say the tree was up here. It really don't matter why. So we were doing gifts in here. And if you look over here, I have a couple of altars. Well, I have one to a specific deity, and that deity likes sweets. So I had some chocolates on there. I knew my mama would want some chocolate. So what I did was in her room, I also gave her a bowl of candy, the same candy. Okay. Nobody in my family ever touches it. I could have $1 billion bill sitting there on my altar. They don't touch it because they know. So she gonna sit up here and eat a piece of my candy. And she did it sneakily because she knew she wasn't supposed to do it. And I just happened to account. I was like, I'm missing a chocolate. And I said, Mommy, did you eat my candy? Well, yeah, you had it on the table. I said, you know good and darn well that is an altar, just like the one you have in your family room. Mine is just not to Jesus. So you shouldn't have ate that candy. You need to say sorry. It was just candy. I said, that's your choice. I told you. Whatever happens, happens. You don't touch my stuff no more. I'll just
Mhm.
say that. So, okay, let's see. We've already gone over that. Was there a time when your spiritual beliefs were tested or completely broken down?
I will say they were tested, yes. I actually, myself and two other women, one who I love very much, actually put on a retreat in North Carolina. And during the retreat, um, we were at in North Carolina, we didn't realize it was a sacred ground because we did the coordinates to see if it was a sacred ground. We also did the coordinates of crystals because part of the retreat was us going crystal mining and things like that because that's my thing and playing crystal bowls. So my other sister in the event was doing that. But one night, because when we first got there, my sister and I, when we got there, because she flew to my house and we drove to North Carolina, she said, something's in here. So we decided we were going to take the big cauldron we had and light up some sage and start saging the rooms. Well, there was something in there. And while we were saging the rooms, the thing tried to grab her. And I was like, hmm. I said, it's crazy. Like, I know I came with good intentions. I know that uh the other girl who came with me came with good intentions. I was hoping that the other girl, I'm gonna say she came with good intentions, but I feel like when she got there and the entity saw her, it latched on to her and she changed right before our eyes as far as like it was her show.
Mm,
So she took a retreat that was supposed to be put on by the three of us and
Mhm.
really helped the women turn into her show, where things started happening. Um, Found out that we were on grave sites of Confederate soldiers.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Um, which was crazy. Also, when I was playing the crystal bowls, there was an entity that came up while I was playing, and my other sister was playing too, and it actually attacked one of the women. and we had to do sound therapy on her to get the spirit out of her that tried to attack her. Like literally, she was down for the rest of the retreat. Like whatever it was had hit her so fast. By the time we got there, we were able to get it out, but she was done for the whole retreat. Like
Wow.
done. Then the night after, it came back and hit me in the back of my head, and literally I was out. I was still playing, but I was out. I don't even know what happened after that. So that really tested me because I was like, I, I I I didn't know what. Like I was like, I can't even be around you. Like there's something going on. Like in the middle of the night, even sleeping in the room, all three of us slept in the room together. And the one sister who rode with me, she screams and jumps in the bed and literally puts her whole body around me because something was coming for me.
Wow.
And it didn't, and the energy just kept permeating off of her, whatever it was. And on the way home, we got lost. Like literally, you know how you're in those mazes?
Hmm.
We're driving to our hotel, um, and we got lost in a neighborhood like that we shouldn't have gotten lost in. We should have been able to go GPS left, right, and to our hotel. We were lost for 45 minutes.
Wow.
I saw the spirit running to the car and I screamed, "Stop, you're gonna hit it!" And it went over the car. And then from then on, from that point on, I was shaken. Like my whole spirituality was shaken for a long time.
I'm
Like
pretty
I did a
sure.
lot of cleanses, a lot of seeing people, getting readings, like what was on me, what was going on, because I've never had that spiritual attack before.
Hmm.
So that was devastating to me. It took me almost a year and a half to get whatever that was trying to attack me off of me.
Wow.
So yeah.
Hmm. Well, have you been tested, bear down?
Huh?
I was
Bear
asking
down.
this bear down if she's been um, tested.
Been tested. By I'll always say my faith has always been tested, but I am uh a child of the Most High. And one thing I have always said is that um weapons have always been formed against me, but they have never prospered. So I that when those tests and those trials come to me, it was always a panic that I would get into, like, oh my God, what do I do? I can't figure it out. I want to with my spiritual growth, and that alignment that went this way and not this way. Uh, I'm sorry. So alignment going here instead of going from me to the church to the
Okay, thank you.
okay. So that direct connection um taught me not to panic because I know who I am and I know whose I am.
Okay.
So it taught me not to panic. And each time large trials came at me, large things came at me, things trying to attack me, trying to destroy me, trying to do everything. I stayed calm,
Mhm.
and they were nothing you tried, nothing they tried worked because I knew then, what I mean? I knew I was protected, you know? So nothing so, like, Olivia's story is like, wow, what I mean? It's so direct, like that. But I knew those things that happened to me, those things that tried to really hurt me in situations that people tried to uh break me, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. And as long as I stayed calm and my intentions were pure and my connection was solid, from me to God to this earth that He put me on. I was good.
Well, I wasn't. So I did not leave my spirituality because it is my life. It's a mindset, and my mindset has totally changed. So even if I wasn't quote unquote practicing, I still followed the same ritual and did the same things. But my tests were not as direct as Olivia's. I don't know if I had started depending, which I think is probably why I don't depend on teachers, depending upon them. And then, they go through stuff like what Olivia was saying, how she was attacked. My belief is she was attacked because she was helping other people. So she had their entities. I hate to say demons because I don't think demons are necessarily bad, but for GP purposes, I'm going to say demons. Because she was cleansing them, she opened herself up to things attacking them all at once. And it was more than like 5 women there.
Mhm.
So they were all on the healers. That's why the healers were being attacked. So the 2 people that I really gleaned knowledge from disappeared, just gone. Couldn't find them. Website shut down. Couldn't even finish my courses and certain things. But the reality was they were going through great attack because they're the healers. So they had to remove themselves, cleanse themselves, and then come back. During that time, I thought I had been scammed by people because I have been scammed. So I always am very wary of people. So I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys did that. Well, you person did that. Then at the same time, my personal business life collapsed, not of my doing. I was betrayed by my partner. Uh, Not only one, I was betrayed by 2, literally within about a 4-month span. And that hurt me. Like that broke my heart because I was like, I have poured so much into this. I poured into my spirituality. I poured into growing this business. And for reasons outside of Jolanda, I was betrayed. That's how I felt. And it broke me down. So it was about a year that I was just kind of a shell. I never totally lost it, but I stopped studying. Like I said, I kept my practices and my mindset, but I didn't study anymore. And one day, I guess my heart healed. And I was just like, you can't let anybody keep you from you. And I shifted. So yeah, I wasn't strong enough to say I know I knew who I was and and how powerful I was, but that crap hurt me and that broke me down. Like I cried and I cried because I did lose someone. That former self, I had to bury her, and I grieved her for a long time. I realized now I wasn't grieving them or those who harmed me. I was grieving myself because I had a relationship with these people. So I thought. Uh, but yeah, we're back now. So I learned a lesson. Nobody is more important than me in any of those relationships, any situation. You don't have that power to break me. No one can break me. So, oh, here we go. I just said it. Did you ever walk away from spirituality or feel disappointed by it? I'm just going to skip that, but because I think that we kind of answer that with the previous one. I got a burp. I'm drinking sparkling water and it's coming up. Okay. How did your relationship with your body, intuition, or emotions shift? It's the question that I wrote says in your 40s, but at this part of your spirituality, at this point in your spiritual development where you're not at the beginning and we're not where we are today, but we're in the middle. How did your relationship with your body, intuitions, or emotions shift?
I can answer first. I learned to listen to my body, which I did not before. I totally ignored uh, uh, what my body was telling me. I've tuned into my intuition now, and I kind of lead more with it um, than I did before, because again, um, having the gifts that we have as women, especially black women, we are inherently
Mhm.
intuitive. So tapping into that as a African American woman and leading with that in my own personal journey, um, I learned to do that, and uh, I believe that I was a very emotional person. Like, why you did you, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was like, why me? Why did you do it to me? Why did this happen to me? Why did this? And um, I learn to shift those emotions so that they're not a personal attack upon me. My own emotions are attacking me, to learning that some of the things that I am embracing as for myself, it's not for me. It was never about me in the first place. So I learned literally not to take so much stuff personally.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Did you have anything to add, Olivia?
Can you repeat the question again?
I sure can. As soon as I find it. Because I'm not asking all of these. How did your relationship with your body, intuitions, or
Okay.
emotions shift?
Okay, so I'm a dreamer. Like I dream a lot. A lot of the things that I dream about, either whenever in the timeline that I've dreamt them, they happen. Um, in some form, there's always a deja vu, as people will call it. So I am definitely more tapped in. I know, like last night, I had a dream. Before I went to sleep, I was watching Kev on Stage and Tony Baker because they have the Ball Brothers on a show, and I was watching that, and I literally was drove out of town, and like a whole bunch of stuff happened, and it was so funny because literally what I had on is when I went to bed is what I had on there on in the dream, and it's crazy because we were just talking and something that you guys said triggered something that actually happened in the dream. So I'm definitely more in tune with my dreams. I'm definitely body wise. I like I said before, like my ears will ring around certain people or will turn off. And I realize that the reason they turn off around certain people or or where I'm at certain places is because I don't want to hear it. There's something that I don't need to hear. Um, Also with my voice, I know that if I cough a lot or if I get like choked up or whatever, it's something that I don't need to say. It's something I need to keep to myself. So my body tells me a lot. Um, and now that I listen to it, um, and am really making a conscious effort to listen to it fully and not just, oh, I'm going to work it because I have things I need to do, I want to accomplish, but actually listening to it, it actually is serving me better in my life now.
Ooh. Um, Relationship with my body. That has definitely changed because I love my body now. Like to the point of darn near narcissism. Like I've always said, it's not a mirror that I don't love. I will stop and just, you know, adore myself. That's what I adore myself. Are there things I would like to improve? Yep. But today, the way I am today and the way I will be tomorrow, whether it's improved or not, I love myself. I've never been in love with myself before. Um, I definitely do not care about outside opinion on how I look, what I eat, what I wear, any of that. Because if I was that person I used to be, I definitely would. First off, I wouldn't have this hair, wouldn't have on lipstick because, oh, you shouldn't wear red lipstick. I just started wearing red lipstick and now I own every red you could ever. I just threw a shade away because it was too pink, but I own every red you can think of now because that's what I like. Wearing a bodysuit in the middle of I'm at home. This is my house outfit. This is generally what I'm in. Somebody's bodysuit or a flowy dress. Nobody sees me. I dress for me. I didn't do that before. So just finding joy and love in me and the body I have today is definitely a change. As far as intuition, I've always been very intuitive, but I never acknowledged it and acted on it. I was always pushed to the back and told to hide my shine. Like people would literally, if I'm out in public, would literally stand in front of me. And I would accept that. Now, when they try it, I'm like, could you move? You did not see I'm here? Go away. So I knew when people were not necessarily right, but I would be like, it's okay. No, you just know. Don't, no, they're not wrong. Yeah, they're wrong. And you don't have to be here. You don't have to take that. So I listen to my intuition. So my intuition is not better. I just actually listen to it and acknowledge it. I never acknowledged it. My emotions, some might say that I'm cold now, and I'm not. I'm very emotional. I just don't choose to allow you to know that you can play those emotions. Like, you're not going to play me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's where we are. If I ever get to a point you see me cry, like, on this podcast, I've cried before, but that's because we were talking about something that pulled those emotions. But if I'm talking to you, especially in anger, and I get really quiet, be nervous. If I shed a tear, if a tear falls from my eye,
run.
Yeah. You don't exist anymore. When people don't exist for me, it's not a great thing. And I don't choose to work on that. I used to say, as a person, you shouldn't think like that. And I need to work on that. But we came here to be who we are. And that's who I am. And that means you're no longer needed in my life. So you come from, you're now an NPC. You're now a non-player character. So you're not important. So whether you live or die, it doesn't matter because you're an NPC. So, and I've been happier with that. By the way, because it sounds kind of dark, but because I was so emotional, people would dump on me and I would always be sad and heavy. Now, if you need me and you're a friend, like if Carmen calls me, if Olivia calls me, if maybe about 3 more people in my life call me and they really need me, I'm there. They got my heart. But other people, I'd be like, I don't have it today. No, you're too toxic. I can't take on your trauma. And that makes me happy. And if they don't like that, then they move around. And so they move around. So let's see. This section is called The Dark and the Sacred. We'll see what it's talking about. What's one dark night that ultimately deepened your spiritual life instead of destroy it? I don't know why I call that dark. But what's one event that ultimately deepened your spiritual life instead of destroying it? I'll go while you guys are thinking. Because I guess it was a dark, what did they say, a dark night of the soul? That time when I thought that I was being betrayed. Well, I was actually betrayed, and we're not even going to front. But by my spiritual guru, when I thought that that person had betrayed me, when in reality they just had to go and protect themselves and then come back. But because I did not have them to lean on and to glean information from and to get that support, I had to go within myself, which is probably why it was so painful and I cried for so long. But because I came out on the other side, I'm a much stronger person spiritually. Like even I had told the girls, as we all have grimoires, spirit spill books. I actually pulled mine out, and I've had things that have come to me organically that I do. And so I began writing them down now. Like I am very confident in my own knowledge, and I used to not be confident in my own knowledge. but I didn't have the help to lean on. So I had to figure it out. And what I figured out is that I'm very powerful. I just never acknowledged who I am. So that was my time. Does anyone else have anything?
I don't really have anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
You have anything, Olivia? Well,
Mm-mm.
that's fun. Just me. I had a dark night of the soul. Um, okay. This other question was the same. What beliefs did you have to unlearn to truly grow? Or did you have any? What beliefs did you have to unlearn to truly grow?
That I had to be that everything that I attached to God and my spirituality had to go through that church house.
Mm,
It did not. You know what I'm saying? I
mm,
like, you know what I'm saying? Now don't think that, and I don't want anybody to think that, Carmen is all against the church and everything. I'm
that's
totally not
right.
against church or going to church because I still like going to church.
Mhm.
Um, I just had to learn how church shows up in my life where it has some significant meaning instead of just what I was taught to do.
Yeah.
So I had to that was my having to, come into my own understanding of things as opposed to what my mother has taught me. And that's probably, something that can go for many other aspects in my life because of what my mother, you know what I mean? I mean, and we've all learned that. I think between the
Yeah.
three of us, we had to go, let me let go of that. And let me do, because guess what? I'm my own person.
Yeah.
I am a 50-year-old woman, and ain't nobody, ain't who gonna check me, boo?
We're gonna check you. Boo.
Who gonna check me? There ain't nobody to check me. You all, God has allowed you all to still have your mothers, but mine is gone.
Mhm.
Mine is gone. So I had to start to go, that was her life. Let me live mine.
Yeah.
That was what she believed. It's okay for me to believe in what I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Did you have to unlearn anything, Olivia?
Mm, well, I had released church a while ago, um, because like Carmen said, I shouldn't have to go through someone to get to where I need to go.
Right.
Um, so that happened for me a while ago. I think the thing I had to release was the notion that, like, and I still do it and it's crazy. Like, because I did grow up Catholic, like even when I go past something, I'm sorry, Holy Spirit, like understanding
Mm-hmm.
that like the cross versus what I've learned in my studies was all about death. The cross is death, where the ankh is life. And like even when I even like if I have an uneven number of colors when I'm eating my M&Ms or anything, and I'm guys know odd numbers, you see me doing
Yeah.
this, or if I see a dead animal on the road and I'm like understanding that that is so ingrained in me and understanding that it's okay because for me, it's a sign of respect. And when I do it, when it comes to food and things like that, it's a sign of unbreaking it. For me, it's like a hex. So it's unbreaking the hex, but understanding that for me, the ankh is life, and that is where what I'm going to represent versus me having a cross in my house. Never
Okay.
do it because I know that was all about death and the propaganda of behind that um, is something that I had to unlearn. The other thing I had to unlearn was the fact that um, males in particular, oh, males in particular are not the head of anything. I mean, whatever you guys, I don't know if we've ever had this talk, but they're not the head of anything. They're not. We are the heads. Like Carmen just said that her mom taught her that her husband is the head and she's the neck. I don't believe that. That's something that I learned that um, through my understanding of African traditions and things like that. Like we are, they were just here to serve and protect the actual land. That was it. Like, and once I learned that, I was able to now I could just be like if something happens and I don't like it, I just be like, that's just a man. It's okay. If I was talking to a woman, it'd be different. But since it's a man, whatever. I don't care. So
He said, woo, woo,
yeah,
woo.
huh?
He said, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, like they're not. And once I realized that the power comes from me and not from a man, I'm okay. Because I was looking for protection when
Mhm.
it came to church and spirituality, because it's God the Father, God, Jesus the Son. Like they're supposed to protect us and keep us safe when in the world they were keeping us safe. Like, and that's why I said the disconnection from church for me, because those men were not keeping the churches safe. They weren't keeping the women safe. They weren't keeping the children safe. And because of mortal mankind, that ruined my idea of what it should be.
Well, mine is much easier. It's okay to be seen.
Hmm?
I had my thing that I had to unlearn is that it's okay to be seen. I hid. I don't hide anymore. Um, I'm not going to showboat, but if I'm in the room, you know I'm in the room. And I used to cower um, to not be seen. I was afraid of being seen. So that's cool. So, do you feel more embodied? 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 I think that should be emboldened. Do you feel do you feel more emboldened, more mystical, more grounded, or all three at this point in your life? Do you feel more
All three.
emboldened? Okay. Carmen said, that's easy, all three. I'm trying to find my light, y'all. So please do not be offended to me
Right
moving
there.
this. I'm listening. But you said all three. What about you, Olivia?
Um,
There we go.
Today in 2016, uh, as people will
2026,
say, huh?
2026,
Girl, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna let it have it. It's
What did I say?
2026.
2026. You
2016?
said
Yes.
2016. Today in 2016, no less.
You know what's so crazy is in these last, what, 18 days, I have said 2016 every single day.
Might be where you at. What was going on in
Every day.
2016? Wow.
Every day. I don't know why. So,
Mhm.
okay. Today in 2026, 10 years later, um, I do feel all of the above. I definitely feel more grounded for sure. Emboldened. It's so crazy because I see the glimmer more in me than what it's been years before. Because before I would never be like, I'm emboldened. I'm gonna use my visibility and start being in front, and I never have. And yesterday I realized, yeah, there's no more Indian in me. All the Indian is dead because I used to say, I'm an Indian, I'm not a chief. I will
All the
do whatever
time.
I can to help the collective. And now there's no more Indian in me.
Yeah.
They've killed it all. So all the Indian is dead and only a chief lives inside of me.
Amen. Chief on. Ron,
I like that. I
well, you
used to
kind
say,
of went to
I
the
was like,
next
I
question.
was always, I was masking myself as as the Indian when I was always the chief.
Well, for Carmen, somebody been telling her that at least since 1988. Hey Carmen, you're very talented. Hey Carmen, you're supposed to be in front. Hey Carmen. But that was also what I'm also great is rah rah and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I gotta rah rah myself.
Oh, right.
Um, I don't need to answer that question. I think I've already answered it, which is yes. Olivia kind of went into the next question, which is how does your walk feel different now compared to when you first started? If there is a difference, while you're thinking, I'll go. Again, this is a repeat. That's kind of why I'm jumping around my questions because we're being so open, which I'm in love with, but we're answering a lot of them already. So the way I'm different is having faith in myself versus looking like even as far as reading, I love learning. Like you want to make me happy, give me something to learn or something to build. I think it's the creative process. I really enjoy the creative process.
Mm-hmm.
And I will keep learning. What is that? Oh, I can't think of the term. When you keep learning, 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 but you never act on what you learn. Anywho, somebody out there knows what it is. But um, so I was learning, 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 but I didn't have time to act on what I knew because I was busy learning. And
Mm-hmm.
when I had that breakdown, I stopped learning and I just started acting on what I know. And everything came in. It went from wide to very narrow. The
Mm-hmm.
things that were not serving me fell off on their own. I didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And my knowledge exploded. I felt very comfortable. So that's the difference. And I don't know if that also has to do with age, because at this point in our lives, I feel much more secure in who I am as a woman
Mm-hmm.
um, now than I have ever felt. I I really don't know if that's the spiritual side of me, that development, or just my age because I've been here. So, and I've raised two young women, so I don't know, but that's my difference. I'm very okay. Like in the past, Olivia was said what she said, which is about the men. I'm about eight. I'm about 80% with her on that one. But see, in the past, I would have been like, "Oh, maybe I need to go learn something." It's okay. We think differently. It's okay. And I was not confident in myself to stand on um, my own belief, my own ground. So, so the question was,
I,
okay,
I'm glad she
how,
repeated it because I was like,
no, I can see it in your eyes. That's why I said it. How does your walk, your spiritual walk, your journey feel different now compared to when you first began?
I think it's a more confident walk. Like I mean, just to kind of restate what you just said, Jolanda. It's more of a confidence in what I know, opposed to when I started, and trusting in what I already know, and trusting in my own abilities, and my most thing is that I'm so at peace with things. I'm so, I'm grounded and at peace with things that I feel I have no um my kids call it I have no fucks to give.
Mm,
That's what, that's what they say, what I mean. My kids, they don't, let me preface this by saying my kids love me. They love me. But they know that I just, all the mess, the drama, and everything that you come with, that's you, and that's me saying to let them know that I'm not allowing anybody to heap anything on me that is not mine. So I think that's what the biggest maturity
mhm,
um I have gained from the spiritual walk is that I'm at peace with things and I won't allow things to uh internalize. I don't internalize a lot of stuff that I used to. That's the better
Okay.
word to say. I don't internalize a lot of things. Because just like when Olivia says, well, when you said that the man is the head and the neck, I don't believe that. I would have taken that internally and tried to argue with her over that. But I mean,
It's okay.
That's my
it's
belief.
okay. You know what I'm saying? It's
Different
okay.
People.
It's okay because we're different people. You know what I mean? Even though when it comes to you all, I feel like we are we are the 3-in-1. And I feel more connected to the two of you all spiritually, and on other levels as well, than I do to any being on this planet. So again, so that would get me to say that I want to, argue because, I mean, she's so much a part of me. But again, she's a part of me, not me.
Good job. What about you, Libby?
So I'm gonna piggyback off of Carmen because I would be like, what do I need to do in my relationship? What do I need? Yo, I don't care. Whatever y'all do, however y'all work on your relationships, however you guys work on your spiritual walk, however, I don't have to do the same walk as y'all. Like Jolanda's feminine and free flowing and blah blah blah. Carmen is the hoodoo. Y'all, I don't have to be that. Like I don't have to try to be the free flowing and shake and I don't have to be, let me mix up these herbs and voila. Like I don't have to do that. And so again, it goes back to being confident in who you are and knowing who you are at this point in life. And like Jolanda said, she doesn't know if it's the age. I do think it's the age for sure
For sure.
that we have these feelings because we now see the top and we can look down at everything that we've done and say, I did a good job. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what everybody's opinion was of me while I was doing it. I did a good job. I raised 2 kids who are alive
Step
still.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I said step one, they're alive. They
Yeah,
made
Step
it.
one. Step
That's a
one.
big thing.
they are living
It is.
their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
They can come to me anytime they want. I have had many renditions of my career. I have had many renditions as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a wife, like all of that. And I'm still here. And knowing that, and those were the most difficult times for us. Like that was not easy. That was the
Mm-hmm.
most difficult times because even being a child and having spiritual gifts, like having a an imaginary friend is one of your ancestors who came, or one of
Yeah.
your guardian angels who came to you, and that is who you're connected to. Like growing through all of that and making it here to this big age, I've realized that the only thing I have now to prove is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes.
Nothing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
Yes.
give to, like Carmen says, I give no fucks. I have no fucks to give.
I don't have them,
And
baby.
I'm never going to give a fuck anymore.
I can't.
Unless you are literally dying and bleeding in front of me, I give no fucks
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
at all. My children know I give a fuck,
They
but
don't count.
at this point,
No, that
they
they don't count. You know what I'm saying?
they
Because
that's what I was gonna say. They
They don't
don't count.
count. Because you will
But
roll
like
over and die for
anybody else
them.
in this world,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
yo, do you know how much work it took me to get to this point where I can, like Jolanda said, wear red lipstick? It's been
Right.
now 2 years. It'll be 2 full years that I've done this.
Yeah.
I
That she wore
locked
red
my
lipstick,
hair.
y'all. Let me just say she wore red lip with that she's wearing red lipstick because she would wear something brown or something
Oh
else
hell
or
yeah,
something like that.
bruh!
And
All
and,
into, all into my
and
face.
exactly. And we were like, can we get some color in there?
Plus the
can we
cotton candy nail polish
yeah,
that
yeah,
was the
so
same color as my finger.
can we brighten up that face? Can we
I mean, growing locks and having people tell me, "Well, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that." So my son gets locks. Okay. My daughter's like, "I want to get locks," and people telling her, "No, you shouldn't do it." No, get your
do what
locks.
you want
Do
to
what you
do?
want to do.
That's your way.
Like at this point, we have broken so many generation curses in our families. Like all we can do is exhale and live our lives the way we want to live them at this point.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
Very tired. And I don't say tired often, but thinking of all of the things that I have overcome so that I know we said we we're going to talk about kids, and this is the only thing I'm going to say about it. Thinking of the things I personally have overcome so that my girls can be free, it makes me physically exhausted and mentally exhausted
It is.
to think
But it's a
about.
lot.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot. Okay, camera, back up off my face now. No, I'm back. Thank you. Shoot. Anywho, okay. Then you're gonna go close. What's the spiritual truth you believe now? Don't care about that. What advice? Don't care about that. Okay. What do you wish more women knew about spiritual growth after 40 and 50? So,
It is not easy. It
okay.
is not easy. People are going to fight you tooth and nail because they are used to that old you and they want to keep you in that box. And anytime you try to crawl out of that box, they're going to try to slam the shit on your fingers.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourself and know that every day is a challenge and you can make it through to get to the other side.
Next question.
I was supposed to say, I don't have nothing to say. I'm gonna move it
That's
on
the
down.
answer. That is the answer.
Because that also encompassed the next one. So, what part of your spiritual journey are you still actively working through? I'll answer that. Um, Healing. Now,
Okay.
have I healed from a lot? Yes. But you're going to heal from something every day. Like you will constantly be healing because you're constantly going to be tested, because you're constantly going to come up against it because we chose to come on this plane. So every day, you might have one day that's just totally perfect. Embrace it, enjoy it. But every day is something new that comes. So healing, which is an everyday task, but that doesn't stop me from moving forward. Like some people will say, well, once I finish, what is that they call it with the healing part of the journey?
Shadow work.
Girl, work it out. That's the word. Once I finish my shadow work, then no, you never finish shadow work. It's every day.
Never finish shadow work. You never finish it.
So don't use that as an excuse, Yeah, so that was my answer for that. Anyone else have anything to add?
100%. Because I tell you all the time, there's always when you are in shadow work, there's always a trauma that you don't even know that's coming up for you.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the other day, I was listening to a song that normally makes me laugh and dance in the car, and I'm bawling, like sobbing uncontrollably. And y'all know I don't cry. So for me to be bawling uncontrollably, I had to pull over and like, why am I crying for this song? Where this song usually, then I had to think about it. What was it associated to? Who was it associated to? Because for music, for me, it always has an association, a time, a place, a person, everything.
Okay.
Like uh the three songs that Excalibur that they would play, that will always take me back to that same place, no matter what. Bring me joy and happiness. Now, if I start crying, that means something traumatic happened that I don't remember. But anyway, like so understanding that you will always be tested is so true. And no matter what, you will get through.
Well, thank you, ladies. This has been informative. I have honored my cousin's time as well. I cut out some questions just in case. I want to make sure because I know this is a big night for you guys. So, yeah, so Carmen, wrap it up. That's your job.
All right then. If does anybody have any closing remarks they would like to say? Because this has been another great episode. Nope,
No,
we're good. All right then. Thank you all for joining us on another episode of Beyond the First Chapter with Yolanda, Olivia, and Carmen. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
bye.
Bye.